This is YSM Sports Media. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button for all future content. That's a little bell icon in the corner. Show your boys some love, man. I'm out here working hard. Anthony Joshua in a recent interview expressed his, feelings about the loss and about his upcoming rematch with Andy Ruiz. And it has me thinking, can Anthony Joshua really win this rematch? The answer is absolutely, unequivocally, yes. He can win this rematch. But I am worried about AJ's confidence. AJ has attained superstardom too fast and too soon, and never really had failure in boxing to build a chip on his shoulder that will carry him through the tough moments. Despite winning the gold in the 2012 Olympics, he doesn't really have an extensive amateur pedigree. And he was really a novice, just with, abnormal physical ability. And then you compound that with unifying division before your 21st fight, along with making $20 to $30 million paydays before you're even 30 years old. I mean, it's really impressive, but I think it might have worked to his detriment, him shooting so fast. Now, I feel like he's in the realm of a young Mike Tyson, even though he was a little bit older. But, Mike was, a decorated amateur. Mike had been through wars in the amateurs, to whereas though AJ was this physically daunting, juggernaut. Having that Mike Tyson meteoric rise was fueled by Eddie Hearn and the UK wanting boxing's next big thing. And it's obvious that it brought him on too quickly, as opposed to Deontay Wilder, where you can argue and say they brought him on too slowly. So now you have Joshua in a position where he lost to a replacement opponent who wasn't in the top 10. I think he would be able to take that a lot better if it was Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, to where as though that you're fighting the best, and already in the back of your mind, that this man is very capable of beating you. And I don't think that Joshua thought Ruiz was any threat. I don't. And so now we can just get into the nuts and bolts of it. Outside of AJ's confidence, which I think is shaken, he needs to get back to basics. He needs to not focus on the business of boxing, not focus on, venues and pay-per-view splits and Wilder. Because Wilder had a lot to do with him taking that loss. AJ gets that knockdown, and he goes in for the kill. And I feel like it was because of the Dominic Brazil knockout that happened. He felt like he needed to impress. He felt like he needed to outdo Wilder. And it ended up costing him. Joshua needs outside help. He needs to completely switch up his style. He needs to focus more on endurance and flexibility rather than strength. See, at 6'6", he has the tendency to fight on the inside. And, against a fighter like Ruiz, you can't swim and not get wet. All Ruiz can do is trade with you in the trenches, to whereas though his quick hands give him the advantage. To whereas though now Joshua, if you use being 6'6" and use the jab, use the right hand, and real Croc, Lennox Lewis, Emmanuel Stewart, Vlad Klitschko, that style, he'll be successful, and he'll be back to being the number 1 or number 2 heavyweight in the world. But if he doesn't, we're going to see the same result as we saw on June 1st. So let me know who wins in the comments below. YSM Sports Media, we out.